All right, magic box of parts has arrived, finally. It's always the best thing when you get a new box of parts. When you open it up, it's like Christmas. I think how much money you spent. See what we got in here. Get ourselves a nice head gasket, genuine Subaru. Intake manifold, exhaust manifold. We've got some, looks like a cam seal, crankshaft seal. We've got some valve seals. These would be the little O-rings under the bolts that hold the valve cover on, valve cover gasket. And we've got, these would be probably the rod bearings. Oh no, these are the thrust bearings, new thrust bearings. And what's this one here? This must be some bearings. Oh yeah. Yep, those would be rod bearings. Slightly undersized. These will be main bearings. And we've got another seal. These will be piston rings. Yep, new piston rings. And I think that might be it. So there you go. Hate to think what these parts are worth, but you get into these little trucks, you're gonna pay for parts, but they're still cool. So this is where I got everything set up. This is where I'm gonna do my rebuild on my workbench here. I got the, I like to keep everything nice and clean. And here's the block all cleaned up, ready to go. I've got the rockers, the cam, and the head here. The head I'm not going to take apart because I just rebuilt this head. However, I do have a spare head, which this cam and rockers is for, that I'm going to rebuild. So after this video is done, I'm actually going to go back and add another video of rebuilding the other head. It's actually at the machine shop right now getting machined. The head getting machined, but that I will show on another video. But for now, we're going to start measuring some bearing clearances. So I'm going to get set up for that and get started. Okay, so I'm about ready to check this clearance on the rod bearings. What I'm going to do is actually, I've stood the crank up. I'm actually just going to clamp the connecting rod right on the journal here and then use the plastic gauge. Looking at the book here, it's telling us to the clearance is 0.025 to 0.060 millimeters, which is basically 1 to 1 thou to 2.3 thousandths of an inch. So I'm going to use this plastic gauge. If you guys don't know what plastic gauge is, basically it's a very thin piece of kind of like plasticine that when you, it's round, and when you squish it, it flattens out, and you hold it against these here, the thickness of these little lines, and it'll tell you what that clearance is. So the range, let's see if I can read this. My eyes aren't very good here. Where's the standard? It's all metric here. Let me flip it over for inch. There we go. So it's basically saying it goes from 1 thou to 3 thou is what this will measure. So that's perfect. It's right in the range of where this clearance is supposed to be, because you can get different size plastic gauge for different applications. So I'll set the camera up here and see what we got. All right, one of the things I'll also use here is some, I've had this for a long time, just some assembly lube. You want to use assembly lube when you're putting parts together. You don't want to have metal on metal. You need to have some lubricant between the parts. So you just put a little bit of this on here. Put it on both sides. You don't need a lot for what we're doing right now anyway. And I'm going to take this plastic gauge. God, it's so small, it's hard to pick up. I'm going to stick it on the bearing here. Like that. If you can see that, it's in the rod there. I'm going to put these two together. It's also important that you make sure this is my #1 piston, #1 connecting rod. I marked it before I took it off, and this is the #1 journal. Put that on there. Okay, basically I'm not going to torque these, I'm just going to get them good and tight, and then I think we've got a problem. Houston, I think we have a problem. I can tell by the feel right away. So normally what you do is you just tighten that up, then take it apart and measure how much it got squished. It's not on there anymore, it's on the crank. And as I kind of suspected, it didn't get squished at all. I think what's happened is they have sent me standard connecting rod bearings instead of 10 thousandths of an inch undersize. So that's just freaking lovely. So what I'm gonna do now, I just slipped it back together, and I'm carefully, because you do not want to scratch these bearings, I'm really carefully going to measure the bore with the bearings in, and this should be, was it a 1/4 millimeter under 31. So I should have 30.75. I've got 31. So that kind of confirms that these are the wrong size bearings. So all my hopes and dreams of getting this thing put together for the weekend have just been dashed. So I guess I'll be contacting the seller there that I bought the parts from and let them know. All right, sort of more bad news. I just quickly put the main bearing in on one cap there and measured it, and sure enough, it is also standard bearings for the main. So I definitely need to get new rod bearings and main bearings, but you know what? Everything happens for a reason. I don't get too wound up over things. I don't know why this is happening to me now, but whatever. But it gives me an opportunity to show you a couple things. One thing is the woodruff key. If you guys ever lose the woodruff key, which goes into the crank here, I did on one time, and you can still get them in North America from Subaru. There's the part number, I'll show you that, if you ever lose your woodruff key. And maybe for those, most of you probably know, but maybe some don't understand how a motor gets oiled. I talked a little bit about how the oil goes through the block into the head on a previous video, but the oil pump bolts onto the front of the motor, and the oil actually goes through this hole in the block and comes up through all these holes in the block here, through the bearings into the crankshaft. Now the crankshaft has got holes in it, in the rod bearings and the main bearings all the way through. So the crank is actually hollow, and the oil will flow through here, through the rod into the throw, and then lubricate your connecting rod. Your connecting rod has got a small hole, so while there's oil inside your bearings and your connecting rod, sorry, there's a little hole right there. Now, I don't know if that's for actually squirting oil. I suspect it's just to help actually have oil gravity fed down through that little hole into the bearing. But it also is pressurized, so maybe it's just that's a relief and the oil just oozes out there. I don't know. But anyway, that's how the lubrication works on the bottom part of the engine. Yeah, you need to have bearings. Oh, and one more thing before I sign off here. I looked at the rod bearing. I don't know if you can see it. I'll try to get it where you can see it. Standard. Right there, ST, it's upside down. STD, don't know if you can see it. It's not sexually transmitted disease. That is standard bearing. I want a 1/4 millimeter undersize. So, unfortunately, that's gonna be it for today. It's gonna be a little while before I can make another video because, yeah, I need parts. So, sorry about that, guys. Things happen. Leave your comments and thoughts below. Subscribe, try and get this channel going. Yeah, thanks for watching.